Hey, what is up YouTube? I'm back again with another video. So I really need to apologize for my lack of attendance on the channel. Most of the videos, and like you guys might be saying, oh well, you know, you're still uploading. Most of the videos that you guys are seeing now have actually been filmed I would say almost at least 6 months ago, if not longer. Like the GI Mag video, that's an old video. I think it may actually be over a year old. But this one is being filmed, or current, at March 20th, 2021, 6:35 in the evening. There's definitely been a lot going on. So that video where I showed or talked about everything that my job issued me, that video was actually filmed back in October and just got uploaded not that long ago. So to give you guys an update, in my personal life, I've actually partially left that job to go do wildland firefighting as a seasonal Type 2 initial attack firefighter. But everything, and I haven't been back to the old job, the video that you guys saw, in over a month now. So I've been at this job for the new job, the wildland job, for a decent, like a little bit, but I don't think it's something that I'm really ready for. I've technically stayed part-time, even though I haven't picked up shifts at the full-time EMT job that you guys saw the video on. But the amount of time that that's required, that you have to sacrifice for the wildland job, I don't think that's something that I'm ready to give up yet, which I guess could boil that down to a maturity thing, that I'm just not mature enough yet for it. And I'm okay with saying that, because I mean, it is definitely a rough job. Basically, they say that from the beginning of March until the end of December is when the seasonals for this crew stay on. So pretty much the rest of the year. So for this whole time during the fire season, you have to be within an hour of the station and basically ready to go. They could call you up in an hour and say, hey, you're going to California for 2 weeks. You know, you could be sent there for 14 days and it gets extended to 21 days. And you could be driving to get to the fire for 3 days, and then you get there and you're still there so you potentially could be gone for roughly 30 days. Of course, during pretty much that whole time you are getting paid, but to break it down to you guys, I just turned 21. Like, this whole new bar scene is completely new to me. I've never been able to experience that before, and my other friends in my friends group, our last one, he finally just turned 21 too. So all of us are finally 21, and before we'd have to kind of ditch him, which sucked. But I mean, what can you do about it, really? So like I said, me personally, I don't think this wildland job is something that I am ready for. I haven't talked to my crew boss about it yet. Currently they're on the other side of the state training, but yeah, I'll do a more in-depth video on that. I think it's definitely something that people should consider. I mean, I'm still doing the volunteer firefighting, but obviously with that, out here we do, like, the volunteer department does do wildland calls, but for us, like, if a ditch catches on fire, like, that's a wildland call. But for of course the Type 2 crew, that's nothing. With the volunteer side, pretty much you're always guaranteed that you're going to be sleeping in your bed that night, because we, as a volunteer, we don't really go out on rolls, and that's when you go out for extended periods of time, like 14 to 21 days. So like I said, I just, being truthful to myself, I don't think I'm ready for it. But enough with that. The reason why I'm making this video is because March 7th, well, I created the channel on March 6th, but I didn't upload until the 7th. March 7th marked 5 years that I have been consistently uploading on YouTube. 5 years. I was 16 when I started the channel. Definitely learned a lot since then, that's for sure. But half of a decade I've been uploading, and you guys have been watching, and I want to say thank you for that. And again, I'm sorry that my lack of attendance on the channel has not been very high much lately. But so, like I said, without further ado, let's get into the video. This is a special piece that I've wanted for a while now. This is the US made Alice butt pack, Desert Tan. So this is a private purchase item that was made with US GI materials and specs, but never issued. This would have been something that a service member could buy at a PX, or our Air Force base, they call them the BX, or like a surplus store. What's really interesting about this, aside from that it's Desert Tan, is that it is made very closely to the U.S. Army M1967 butt pack specs. The biggest difference between the Army M67 butt pack and the USMC M67 butt pack is that the closure straps and the carry handle were not all one piece. They were separated like this. It did feature eyelets on both sides, on the webbing straps and on the closure side. And it did feature the ID window and the eyelets for the suspenders, but down below here it did not feature the suspender over strap with the snap. And that's the difference between the US Army and USMC M67 butt pack, which, to halt the review, I also wanted to let you guys know I have obtained a real M67, USMC M67 butt pack. Paid a little bit more than that for it, but so yeah, that will be coming very, very soon. It's coming from Europe, so it'll take a little while, but I finally get to say that I own a real M67 butt pack. I've been hunting for one since I first got into Vietnam, really, so I guess 6-7 years ago, really. It just, I saw it, I thought the timing was right. To be honest, it's been months since I've actually seen a legit M67 butt pack for sale. One earlier today just sold on eBay for $400. A couple days before that, somebody bought a cheap knockoff for $60. And bragged about it on one of the Facebook groups, and then a couple days even before that, somebody bought it's stamped USMC private purchase M67 butt pack for $600. I'm not making this stuff up. I paid $440 for mine. But anyways, guys, more to come on that. More to come on that. So to get back to this review, it's got the carry handle, the closure straps, the US stamp, the M1910 hook hangers for machetes, bayonets, hand axes, I guess, or the old World War II canteen and e-tools. Not that that would have been issued at this time, but if you really wanted to, you could do it. And then loops for extra pouches. The 2 eyelets for the suspender straps to go, or to clip to. And the 2 Alice clips. What's really interesting about this one is that it has a 3rd spot for an Alice clip. I've never seen this really featured before, so I think that's kind of cool. It does not have an ID window. You will notice another thing that it does not have is straps for a poncho and poncho liner underneath it. And it's not that they've been cut off, but if you inspect it, it just never had them. So they just designed it like that. And there's also no drain hole. This is another unicorn piece, since we're on the subject of butt packs. That tan Alice gear, as you guys may know, whether it's original or repro, is just kind of hard to find on its own, no matter what. There's some forum that I saw where a guy had the same butt pack with 2 canteens, the 2 ammo pouches marked for Saudi Arabian Army, or the SAA, and suspenders, and then 2 Compass first aid pouches, all with the same US stamp. On the inside, there is no manufacturing stamp at all, so the US stamp on the flap or main compartment is the only stamp on here. And you could see if the camera will focus on that, the manufacturing stamps on the buckles. Has some, it looks like a windmill, and it says US below it. It does feature the waterproof liner. I have it just rolled up for convenience. It was stored with talcum powder. I would assume that's original to the product, done in the factory. And it is still very, very soft, pliable, and intact. However, it does smell just as bad as the real USGI ones do. In here, I just have stuffed my poncho liner. On the inside, there are no features, just like on the real US ones, with the exception of the waterproof liner. I'm just glad to finally own a tan butt pack that isn't like a cheap knockoff like a Rothko one. I believe Rothko used to make the 3-color desert ones, and even those are hard to find now. But the butt pack now looks great with the rest of my tan Alice gear. So the only thing, or the things in this set that are aftermarket, is the Alice pack. This is the Saudi Arabian Army one. This one, or that pouch, that Compass first aid pouch, that's actually a 6-color desert Compass first aid pouch. The e-tool cover, of course the butt pack, the canteen, and that ammo pouch. The canteen cover, the cup, the suspenders, the belt, the e-tool, and that ammo pouch, and of course the 2-quart canteen cover. Those are all original issued items. So it makes a nice complete set, that's for sure. Now, another project that I've been working on is I've always wanted a PRC 77 radio. Don't know why, just always thought that they were cool. Definitely one of those pieces that are super iconic to Vietnam, much like the M1 helmet with the Mitchell camo cover, the M16, you know, just the pure iconicness of it, I guess. And without further ado, let's have a look. So, it's not much to look at, but there is my PRC 77. This is one of those cheap ones that you can get on eBay from Canada, but it's US made. It's missing the body. I have the body coming. And then I also have the antenna and accessories kit pouch with the H250 handset, the AT126, I think, antenna, the 10-foot one, the gooseneck, the base for the AT126, and the AT982, I think is what this whip antenna is. And then it also came with the 2 adapters. Now these are more modern pieces. I had to buy the handset separately, but this whole antenna kit came as one whole kit. It's more modern pieces, but if I really wanted to, I could just paint them the darker OD green color. I also think it's interesting that even though that this is a modern accessories pouch on the lid or the top, it still calls it the PRC 25. Basically, the difference between the 25 and the 77 is that the 25 used vacuum tubes, while the 77 used mostly microchips. Other than that, on the outside, they looked exactly the same, and they had a few different variations of the handsets. So, anyways, guys, that is going to conclude my 5-year anniversary of being on YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed the little update. Yeah, not much more to say about it. I do have, like I said, I have the body coming for the 77. So once I get the body attached, you really won't be able to notice much of a difference. So the only thing that I'm really missing is the radio harness. And if you think about it, depending on if I actually wanted to portray an impression, a Vietnam impression, then you could debate whether or not I really need the harness, since later on they really didn't use the harness that much and would mostly attach the radio to their lightweight frame or pack board if they were USMC. So anyways, guys, that concludes the video. I want to say thanks for sticking around for 5 years. I'm ready to do another 5 more with you guys. And as always, have a nice day.